Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about 3 things that could possibly be holding you back from becoming your dream self and living your dream life. And we don't want things getting in the way of that. So let's identify these things and get them out of your life. Let's break those habits and become our best selves, live our dream lives as we were meant to. So the first most important one here is stop idolizing people and things. And this gets easier once you start doing more and more inner work. If you have a hard time loving yourself, it's easier to idolize other things. But idolizing things is bad because it puts it above you. It makes it more important than other things in your life. It makes it seem more out of reach and more untouchable for you. When you're putting these things in this type of category, you're making life harder for yourself. And what you need to start doing instead is looking at these things and these people as attainable or at more of a similar level to you or at the same level to you. When a lot of people look at celebrities, for example, they see this amazing, untouchable person that they put above all these other people, especially in relationships. When people say, oh, well, if this person came up to me, like I would drop you for them, which I think is like so weird, but we're not gonna get into that, okay? But just realize these people are all just people too. When you start realizing that, it starts making it seem less different from you. It starts to make it seem like you're not so far from others. And even if you're not trying to be famous, a lot of people still do that where they're like, wow, like these people are so much more amazing. They're more special, or they're just whatever. And it's subconsciously putting you down, making you think that you are just a regular person when all these other people are also just regular people. And things, idolizing things, like you want your dream car or you want all these designer brand things and you idolize them and make them so out of reach for you, and they're actually all just regular objects. And looking into manufacturing things for a couple businesses I've been interested in starting, it's very clear that all of these designer things, all these designer brands are manufactured the same way a lot of the regular priced things are. They just have a different label on them and they're priced at a higher level, and somehow they got them to a point where they seem so much better than all the rest of the stuff. And it's just perception if people think that that defines your worth or that's going to make your life better to own these things, when in reality, when you do end up getting these things, if you do end up getting these things, then you're just going to want something else. And it's always going to be this never-ending cycle of, oh, I have to obtain all of the stuff that I'm idolizing, or you never get it and you're just always sitting there like, oh, I wish I had this. My life would be so much better if I had this. Stop putting yourself out so separate from all these things. Stop putting all these things above you and realize that you are perfectly capable of achieving all the things you want to. And these things may seem better than they are because of the perception you put on them, but they really may not be. And you can obtain what you want. You can get these designer things if that's what you want, but you have to stop putting them so far outside of yourself. Same for people, and not even just celebrities, regular people too. If you have a friend or somebody that you like that doesn't like you back the same, when you put these people on pedestals above you, you start putting them first and you start neglecting yourself as a result. That's not good. That's not helpful for you. That's just putting you down. When you're the one that needs to be up on that pedestal yourself, you're better able to attract in the things you want. You know, say you're putting this person you have a crush on this pedestal. They seem like a great person because maybe you made it up in your head. You made them up to seem a little better and a little better and a little better in your head until they're like this amazing, untouchable person. And you're like, wow, like all I want is that. But then actually, when you really look at it, you see that they're not actually that special, and maybe they're not even what you made up. And assuming this person is certain ways that they actually aren't. The truth is, especially people you barely know, you shouldn't be idolizing them. It's not helping you. Idolize yourself instead. Put yourself up on that pedestal because you're the only one that can achieve the things that you want. Other people can't do that for you. Putting somebody else way up there is not going to do any good for you. It's just going to hold you back. So that's the first one. Don't idolize people or things. It is just separating you from them and making you think that you are less worthy or less valuable. Next one, self-deprecating jokes. It's very common, like everybody does it at this point. Not everybody, but many people do it at this point. It's like a funny, quirky thing to do, is to say like, oh, I'm so stupid, I forgot this, or I'm stupid, like I didn't do good on my test, or I don't know, whatever. There's very many examples of it. It's not gonna help to sit here and go through them all day, but you know which ones you might be saying that are negative. Your subconscious brain does not know the difference between something that you actually think and a joke. So if you're going and affirming stuff that's negative, even if you don't think that it's 100% true, you're saying something that's putting you down a few pegs, that's not helping you. That's not doing anything good for you. Try to catch yourself if this is something that you do, try to catch yourself every time you do it. And even if it's just afterwards and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, you're catching it. And at some point you're going to be able to get ahead of it, and then it's going to come to your mind. You're going to think, oh, no, I'm not going to say that. And then you're going to retrain your brain to not immediately think of something mean to say about yourself or jokingly mean to say about yourself. You know, it's like the dark sense of humor stuff, but like, it's not good for the subconscious brain. The subconscious brain is a lot more powerful and is taking a lot more in than many of us think, but it is. And also, don't do it to other people either. Don't make self-deprecating jokes about other people either. And if you notice somebody doing it about you, you can say something, be like, yeah, don't say that, like I know it's a joke, but like whatever. You could just remind yourself in your head, like, yep, like they're just joking, this does not define me, because I have a lot of people around me in my past, especially, who had said things that were kind of like that, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like this kind of joke, like, we're not doing that. And yeah, don't be afraid to tell people to stop saying stupid things too. Even if it's just a joke, even if they want to go and make you feel stupid about, oh, it's just a joke. Those people probably shouldn't be around you anyway, but like, the more you don't entertain it, if you kind of just sit there with a straight face and be like, the more like awkward you make them feel about it, the less they're gonna want to do it. It's like negative reinforcement, but like less something that they can pick on if those are the type of people you're dealing with. And also, this is a slightly to the side of this, but gossiping and like talking negatively about other people like behind their back, it's so normalized now to do that kind of thing, but the less you do it, the better it's gonna make you feel, even if at first it's kind of hard to stop, because it's like an addictive thing for some reason. But use your discernment with that one. And then the next one, I mean, kind of similar to the other people saying things about you, but stop letting other people affirm things for you. Their beliefs and fears do not have to be yours, especially with family members. When you grow up around people who aren't very supportive, who are more afraid of things and aren't very adventurous, don't think the way that you think. If you are more of a adventurously thinking person, you think of things that would be scary to them. Your goals and dreams scare them because they're unrealistic to them, even though they're not unrealistic. But that's what they call them. If you feel like you're susceptible to what these people say, if you feel like you're looking for validation from them, if you feel like you really just want somebody to say, oh yeah, you know, like, you definitely can do that, it's possible, then I'll tell you, you definitely can do it, it's possible. Find people that are supportive to have around you to tell things to. And if you don't have anybody around you you can tell things to that are gonna support you, then just start doing it and you can tell them afterwards. I was very much an oversharer, and I would always overshare things, and I never really knew when to stop. And I would get a lot of these people saying, oh, that's not realistic. Oh, you want to do that? Oh, like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you're too young, or like you didn't do this or you didn't do that. Like, I don't know, like any kind of thing. Oh, that's unrealistic. Okay, well, I don't care. Okay, maybe to you. And so in my head, I started just counteracting these things by saying like, oh, like what I just said, like, oh yeah, maybe to you. Maybe it's unrealistic to you. And really putting that line in between what they think and what I think, and just reminding myself, other people's fears do not have to be my own. Other people's beliefs do not have to be my own. I do not have to adopt these people's beliefs. I do not have to be bothered by these people's beliefs or what they say to me. And reminding myself beforehand, if I share this, there's a possibility that they could say something negative. And if they say something negative, am I going to be able to handle it? Am I going to be able to shake it off and be like, yeah, I don't care if you say I can't do this. I definitely can, and I definitely will. Or is it going to kind of knock you off your balance and be like, oh, but what if they're right? They're only right if you believe they're right. Just like that quote that I love, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. So if you decide to adopt these people's beliefs, then that's going to be the way you think. And if you subconsciously have these people's beliefs within you, start doing some inner work on them. Start looking at different prompts you could use to work on these beliefs from these people that are holding you back, so you don't keep getting held back by other people's limiting beliefs, because that's not doing anything for you. That's not helpful for you. You get to believe your own things. You get to do your own things in this life. You do not have to live to people please for other people. You get to live for yourself, because if you get to the end of your life, are you going to be happy if you people pleased your entire life, or are you going to say, I wish I didn't care so much what other people thought, and I wish I did my own thing? Or like that, are you going to get to the end of your life and say, I wish I cared more what people thought. I wish I did less things that I enjoyed to make other people happy temporarily. Or not at all, because you never know what these people are going to be happy or not about. A lot of these type of people are just negative all the time. So you could tell them, oh, you're going to doing the thing that they always wanted you to do, that you didn't have any interest in doing, that you had to convince yourself that you wanted to do because you didn't like it. And you go and tell them and they're like, oh, cool. Or they're not happy with it or something. They find something that they don't like about it. Oh, you didn't try hard enough in this. Oh, you're not doing this though. Oh, but you should be doing this too. They're always going to find something to be negative about. So don't take on these people's fears. Don't take on these people's beliefs. And if you already have them kind of in your head a little bit, start doing the inner work to get it out, because you deserve to live the life you want. You deserve to have all the things you want. And you deserve not to be judged by every single one of these people all the time. So think of what you really do want to tell these people and what you don't. And if you're an oversharer like me, just practice thinking before you say things to them. Just go into the situation being like, okay, before I say things, I'm just going to make sure that I think, is this the best thing for me to say right now? You can give it a minute. You don't have to come out with all these things. And if somebody asks about something specific that you don't want to talk about, it is okay to say, I don't really want to talk about that right now, or I don't feel comfortable discussing that, or changing the subject. You could just change the subject if you don't want to say anything else, or be like, oh, like, I just have to go grab something real quick. Let me be right back, and just hope that they don't say it again when they come back. But honestly, standing up for myself and like setting boundaries and being like, I don't want to talk about that. I'm not talking about this right now. We're not going to talk about this. I'll tell you about it when I finished, is the things that brought me the most peace instead of avoiding things. Because when I was just avoiding people and avoiding certain situations where I thought somebody was going to ask me a question that I didn't want to answer, I was just always living in fear. And living in fear does not do anything good for you. It just blocks your creativity. And that's not good. And one other thing I also always love to remind myself is, if you wouldn't want to be like them, if you wouldn't be happy living their life, do not take their advice. Because these people, you know, they're miserable with their life, but they have plenty of advice to give you on how you're doing things wrong. Especially if you're happier than them. It's like, what are you doing? That's not logical. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, you know what? I don't care. So, our 3 things here today. Do not idolize people and things. You are the only thing that you have completely throughout this entire life. So you need to figure out how to be happy with yourself. And yes, you could still have all the good things, but the more you distance yourself from them by separating yourself and saying, well, this is so much better than me, or I'm so far away from this, start minimizing it a little bit. Oh, this designer bag is really nice and I really want it, and I'm gonna have it, instead of I really want it, or I already have it, or I ordered it and it's on its way. Whatever feels good for you, and remind yourself, this is made at the same factory that these other cheaper bags are, so of course I can have it. If I can have these other bags, I can have this too. And take the price out of the equation for a moment when you're thinking about this. Just like I heard somebody say recently, a house is just made of a bunch of natural materials, mostly wood, metal, whatever. And that's a good point. It takes like the extra untouchableness out of it. And then you think of celebrities or other people and just say, well, you know what, I don't know the whole situation. And they're just people too. And maybe they're not as perfect as I'm making them out to be. You are always more important than that. And the second one was no self-deprecating jokes, avoid gossip, all that type of thing. And then you remember the last one. Stop letting people affirm things for you. I kind of skipped that first part, didn't I? Stop letting other people affirm things for you by saying, oh, you're definitely getting this problem of like the rest of us, we're not special, so we don't get to have that. Like, you're not rich, or like, we're not rich, like we're not special like that. Whatever. I don't know, some people just believe that you have to be special to get something in life or achieve something in life, and that's just not true. And then think about how many people also have these things. There's so many people out there who have these things, but the thing that stops them is the mindset, is these limiting beliefs, is listening to the people around them that are pulling them down and and then you letting other people pull you down or sabotage you, or letting your own beliefs sabotage you. Those things are the only thing that is in your way from the life you want. It is possible for you, 100%. And then their beliefs and fears do not have to be yours. You do not have to claim them. You could say, I'm unclaiming those right now. Those are not mine, those are theirs. I wholeheartedly believe in myself. One of my little affirmations for my affirmation wall behind this camera. There's definitely more to this, so I can make a part 2 on more things that may be holding you back from living your dream life and becoming your dream self. So let me know if you want a part 2 for this. Let me know if you have any things that you want to add to this. Let me know in the comments, or if you have any other video suggestions. If you like self-improvement content like this on how to become your best self, live your best life, all the good things. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to be part of my community. I'd love to have you here, and like this video if it was helpful for you. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.